Good morning and welcome to Kramer's Corner with daily technical update. It is Wednesday and it is the 30th of July. This video is for educational purpose only. There's no advice or recommendation whatsoever intended. And today we'll start with Novo Nordisk that got hammered massively yesterday, 23% after a profit warning and the announcement of a new CEO. Apparently the market didn't like him. I never heard about him, so I have nothing to say. But it was the share was sent down 23%, and I think we need to have a look at the weekly chart. So this monumental collapse of this giant is spectacular. After this last year, where we saw the shoulder head shoulder, we massive sell-off, and it tried to recover this year, but then again got hammered below the support here at 360, and now we have support here around 306 in this region here. We are back to 2021 levels, 2022 also these levels here. So where will it stop? Is it going to drop further? But it's really hard to say what the market will do today. Also in US, it dropped 21%. So there is divergence on the RSI, as you can see here. The RSI back below 40 on the weekly chart, but there is divergence. We see this is the low value, but then here, and market is lower now. So maybe that was an exhaustion move, but again, there could be some turmoil here the next few days when a lot of these analysts have to adjust to the reality. I've seen 32, around 32 analysts covering Novo, and I think it was around 22 or more of them had an over on buy and overweight. So I guess they need to adjust it. So maybe there could be a little bit further selling in the Novo share price the next couple of days. Especially also if the company will release more, or there will be more comments coming out. All right, let's move on to the US markets, and let's have a look at Nasdaq 100, and let's move on to the daily chart. Open higher yesterday, but sellers were in control more or less throughout the session. There's no divergence on the RSI. We did see a higher level here, but this looks a bit of a top and reversal pattern, at least short term. I think we could see a few days with a little bit of a setback. However, on the in the pre-market, we are bouncing a little bit, about 0.25%, as we can see here in illustrated by the US Nasdaq 100 CFD. So could be crucial here the next few days. Today, especially, will it bounce, or will it also end up with a negative day as it did yesterday? On the S&P 500, we could also see here a bearish day. Let's zoom in a little bit. Actually taking a little bit of a bearish engulfing there. I think we'll see a bit of a correction here the next few days. So let's see. The 6,200 still key support. So as long as we stay above that, we are still in a bullish trend. But let's see the development here the next few days. The futures are about 0.2%. Dow Jones, well, that was the rejection there at the 45,060. That was key. And also expect a correction. We have divergence here on the RSI, so we are stretched on the US markets in general. Moving on to the Seng index that has taken out minor support here at 25,228. We could see a correction testing 24,874. But we are in a bullish trend, no divergence, so I think we will see it bouncing eventually. But for now, correction is ongoing, so keep an eye on that support level there. On the Nikkei, well, correction is still going on, taking up 50% back of this massive move up here that took only a few days. I think we could still see a little bit of a setback, maybe down to 40,000, just above 4,000, 40,250. European markets, well, stepping sideways basically. RSI still positive sentiment. We had a bullish day yesterday, set to open unchanged. It really needs to push higher, and RSI needs to get back above 60 threshold for a break of this these strong resistance up here at 5,467, 68. I think it will do it eventually, but this is not an advice or a recommendation. But if it takes out the lows there at around 5,277, well, then a bearish trend has been established here. Pre-market, you can see it's just basically unchanged. DAX, well, DAX also stepping sideways, still positive sentiment on the RSI. Should push higher, but I need to close above 24,515 to establish a bullish trend. On the in the pre-market, well, up a tad, but let's see about that. 23,920 key support. On the forex markets, the euro dollar is testing the 55 moving average, was also yesterday. Could dip down to 114.45, but look at this, RSI is still bouncing from the 40 threshold. That will be key. Will it close below or will it bounce? That will be key here the next couple of days. We actually do have a little bit of a bearish trend, lower low there, lower high and lower low. So let's see, could be key here next. If it starts bouncing and move higher, moving back up here, well, then uptrend could resume. Sterling dollar dancing around the 100 moving average and the support at 133.55. Could also bounce, but here we have negative sentiment on the RSI. If it takes out the lows from yesterday, then I think we'll see a push down around 132.50, 131.75. On the euro sterling, I think we'll see it down to 786 retracement at 86.33, but key strong support down here around 86 should be observed. Could bounce, but we have this massive bearish engulfing here, top and reversal pattern. So I wouldn't be too surprised if 86 is being tested. On the yen pairs, dollar yen seems to be setting back after reaching the 786 retracement, 148.47. Expect a bit of correction, but as we can see here, the 55 coming up, the 100 coming up, there's still potential higher. Positive sentiment on the RSI indicating likely higher levels, but it hasn't really momentum at the moment. And the 200 moving average up here also giving it a little bit of a hard time for upside potential. But if it takes out I think actually if it takes out the peak from yesterday at 148.85, well, then I think we'll see a push to 150, possibly higher. Euro yen correction ongoing, support here at 170.80. I think it will be taken out, very close to be tested. We could see it dipping down to 169. We also had this bearish engulfing here the other day on the 28th of July, that was Monday. So if it takes out, and it's basically closing below 170.80, we could see a push down to 169, possibly down to 168.40-50 level. Aussie yen, well, a little bit of a top, double top pattern here maybe. That will be confirmed if it closes below 95.60, sorry. And we could see a correction lower to the 94 area with some support on 94.85. Sterling yen currently below the lower rising trend line there. So what we could see further lows in towards or below 197. There's a little bit of support, as we can see. That's just a minor support on this spike down there at 196.60, but we could see it down to 195.35 unless it can bounce for here. But I think we will see it dropping lower. That's the way it seems to be going at the moment. Aussie dollar still setting back now around the 55 moving average. There's support here at 64.85. Could dip lower as we saw here a couple of weeks ago. Still uptrend, but it's quite fragile, really. So for me, I can't really find out what it really wants to do. But as we can see, it's actually been in a slightly uptrend here for the past 3 months, 4 months after this correction here, massive correction. So we could still see it bouncing and then push a little bit higher again. As long as it stays above 64.85. If it starts closing below, well, then we still have the cloud area. We have the 100 moving average coming up. We still have positive sentiment on the RSI. So I'm a little bit skeptical here at the moment. Very cautious, I would say. I need a clear direction because this seems just very choppy without a clear direction. Yeah, you can say there's a rising trend there, but it's really not that slam dunk. The dollar Canada yesterday tested resistance there, or the peaks here, and the at 137.70. RSI testing the 60 threshold, setting back. So that'll be key here in the next couple of days. Can it close above at this level here? Have another go at it. And also the upper part of the cloud and the RSI, can it close above 60 threshold for a push to 138, 35, 40 level, where we have some resistance, and it has broken above this rising trend line there. So now it's declining trend line. So now it's the question: can it follow through, or will it slide back? And the trend line here is not the strongest one anyway, but it does seem like we are trading in a triangle-like pattern, but still strong resistance at current levels. So that'll be key the next few days. Sterling Canada, 183, key support. If it takes it out, I actually think we'll take out this 182.60 and dip to the 200 moving average around 182. Euro Swiss, still flirting with this support here, just below 93. I think if we take out the lows there, which was around 92.90, well, then we will get this sell-off down to 92.5, 92.20. But this is really key, strong support we are trading, so it can actually hold for quite some time. However, as you can see here, 100 moving average crossed below 200. They're both declining. 55 is declining, so there is a pressure to the downside, and there is negative sentiment on the RSI. So let's see if it will take it out eventually. The dollar Swiss testing minor resistance here at 80.65. RSI rejected at 60 threshold, so will it sit back? I wouldn't be surprised if it does, because we have the 55 moving average also pushing it lower there. It spiked a little bit above yesterday, but it could fall back. However, if it takes out the peak from yesterday at 80.80, well, then we could see a spike up to around 81.60. Dollar index, same picture really, spiked higher yesterday, actually closed a few pips above the peak here at 98.67. RSI, I think, actually closed above 60 threshold. Yes, it did. So there is potential up to 99.35, possibly a little bit higher. But we have the 100 moving average also coming down. They're giving it a hard time, so I think it will be short-lived. But let's see. There is a 99.35, some resistance there. If it slides back, dollar index back below the 55 moving average, I think we'll see it sliding back further towards the lows here at 96.86. On the gold, just trading a little very calm at the moment. It is still below the moving averages, the 55 moving average, and the rising trend lines in the cloud, so a little bit of neutral position. Still positive sentiment on the RSI. Needs to close below 40 threshold to actually confirm a bearish trend, and still strong support here at 32.45. But we could actually get a negative picture or indication before then. The silver trading around the 786 retracement at 37.94. Testing it quite a few times. Will it bounce, or will it take it out and dip to 37.50, where we have some stronger support area? So keep an eye on this. If it takes out the lows from the past few days, well, then I think we could see it dipping down there and then a bounce. But that will be key. The platinum just sliding slowly lower. I think if buyers coming in, they can easily lift it suddenly. Still positive sentiment on the RSI, but there's been massive divergence. RSI needs to get back above 60 threshold, and it's fall of a falling trend line there to indicate higher levels. Otherwise, it can keep sliding lower. The copper future, excuse me, it's been fairly calm past couple of days after the massive sell-off there on 28th of July. I think it will bounce, and I think this will hold this support here for 45.50. I know it dipped a little bit below, but if it takes out the lows here at 542.65, well, then we could see a larger sell-off. Other than that, I actually think it will slowly start crawling higher. Moving on to energy and the crude oil, WTI, massive move yesterday that took it to test the resistance here at 69.65 and the 38.2 retracement at 69.50. So that would be key here the next couple of days. RSI has actually tested and rejected at 60 threshold for now. But if we see WTI closing above this resistance here, then I think we'll see it pushing higher towards 72.90, which is the 61.8 retracement. The Brent Crude oil actually broke above its resistance, and the 200 moving average RSI closed above 60 threshold. There is potential to 75.65. It is currently testing the upper part of cloud there. I think if it takes out the peak from yesterday at 73.08, and I think it will be done. And again, this is not advice; it's just what I think it will do by reading the market. I think we'll see a push up to that 75.65 level. See bullish trend here: higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. So a bullish push is in the cards. The European nat gas opening this morning at 786 retracement and the 55 moving average just around 35, 37. A little bit of a setback. We have strong resistance here at 36, 32, and 100 moving average coming down. So I think we could spike up to there. Then I think we'll see a setback. But let's see if it closes the gap here from yesterday. It could slide back. The US nat gas has bounced also. So what I will do, I will actually remove this Fibonacci settings there and add a new one and say, okay, we have bottom and reversal, and I think we could see it bouncing further above 323, possibly up to the 61.8 retracement at 3.38. Moving on to yields, we have US 10-year Treasury yield that got knocked down yesterday to just above or just around the 432 support. If it takes out well, then I think we'll see it sliding lower to around 4.25. Actually, we are below the cloud. We are below all moving averages. So key level here really to keep an eye on. On the European yields, the European 10-year still below this resistance here. It spiked above a couple of times. We talked about it yesterday. I think we could see it sliding back to 265, which is a 61.8 retracement. If it does close above 272, well, then we have established a bullish trend. The UK 10 tried again yesterday to take out 470 resistance, but couldn't do it and got knocked back down. Support here at 455. Finally, on Bitcoin, just humming away sideways really for now. Really needs to take out the peak there, all-time high, before it push higher towards 130. So it's still in a sideways correction phase. Let's see if RSI closes back above 60 threshold and above the falling trend line. It could indicate that Bitcoin will push higher. Ethereum didn't get all the way up to 4,100, can still do it, but now we have some RSI divergence kicking in or showing itself, and keep an eye on this this trend line there. the falling trend line. If it does, let's see if we can adjust a little bit. If RSI closes back above the falling trend line, it could be an indication we'll see Ethereum pushing to 4,100. All right, that's all for today. Have a nice day and talk to you again tomorrow.